Good morning, good afternoon, good night. That's to wherever you are, whatever applies to you. That's who we're talking to. How y'all doing today? Sophia, also Survive here. We have another episode of Keeping It Spiritual. We have Sergio here with us, as usual. Hi,
hello,
Sergio.
hello.
How you doing today?
Fantastic.
That's what's up. It's always good to be fantastic. How's your week?
Oh, it's pretty crazy. It was all over the place. My show went really well. Beats and Eats. And then the next day they had the URL battles where I sold food there. That was insane. So it was a great way to end the week and start the week.
Yeah. How have you been since the last time we spoke about what we spoke about as far as you and your situation?
Oh yeah, everything is great. You know, everything's getting better. I'm learning that I just need to let things go.
Okay.
And just worry about me.
Okay, good.
Whatever's meant to be will be. Whatever is supposed to happen will happen. All I want to know is that's what I want, and I know eventually it'll come.
Good. Yeah, last episode we did a reading for Sergio. Basically, what we did two. We did a tarot reading and a astrological reading. And I'm glad to hear that, since then it's helped at least.
Oh, yeah. It just reminded me that I'm on the right path.
Good. And that's what it's supposed to do, really. It's not supposed to tell you what to do in a sense or give you some sort of false hope. It's just supposed to kind of put a magnifying glass on what you're going through and make you in tune with it a little bit more so you can go, okay, good. You'll either say, all right, I'm on the right path, or there's certain things I need to work on, so on and so forth. Okay, so today's episode is about relationships. I'm going to look at it from an astrological point as well as just regular people talk.
Yeah.
Based on just yourself as an individual, what do you have to bring to the table and what you're going to attract and what you really want. A lot of people think they want a particular type. It could be based on influence. It could be based on just what their parents are telling them is right for them, society. But honestly, it's what you really, really want and what you really, really need, so to speak. So that's going to be today's topic. Now, before we start that, I did want to talk about last Sunday. It was basically a moment of change for me. Last Sunday night, I think it was the 31st of March.
I believe so, yeah.
About 9 p.m. I was on social media as usual. You just scrolling through, and I get a text message from a friend stating Nipsey Hussle had been killed. First they said he was shot.
Yeah.
And then eventually they said they confirmed his death. And the moment I heard it, it didn't affect me much, being that I didn't really know this dude. I didn't know much about him at all. As a matter of fact, the only thing I could say I knew, if any, was the fact that he was with Lauren London, who very pretty girl, black woman. I definitely think she's beautiful inside and out. And I've always...
A great actress, too.
Right. And I've always seen, more recently I've noticed they're a couple. They were more like an item as a couple. So when I heard it, first thing I'm thinking, damn, she must be really devastated. Then eventually the person that texted to me, I replied, I was like, yo, that's messed up. I hope, Lauren London, blah, blah, blah. And he moves to say, but do you understand what this means? And I'm like, no, what are you talking about? He said, look him up.
Yeah.
And let me tell you.
Yeah.
The moment I did that, I haven't been able to put it down since.
Yeah.
And I mean, till today, it's so moving for me. Like, from, what he was about, where he's from, and to still be able to, up until that day, be in a mind state where he was in. Because a lot of his interviews I've watched, a lot of the documentaries I've watched, a lot of things he's, written, I've read, that was written about him, I read. And I'm telling you, I'm like I'm so excited. Let me say this. First, I was sad because unfortunately, someone of great importance or someone with great, effect on our community, or just to hear about him, It was such a great impact. But then as I started to read more and learn more, and then mixing it with what I know as far as spirituality and everything happens for a reason and blah blah blah, I realized it's a blessing. And it's not that I'm trying to say anything bad. Obviously, I'm all positive. Maybe you guys don't know me yet, but eventually you'll learn. Everything that I say is definitely comes from a good place, and it's forward moving.
Yeah.
So basically, saying that, I cannot imagine like how he must feel. Like if he was there, right? Let's say if he's a spirit and he's just watching over what's going on. In my opinion, I think he's extremely excited and ecstatic because his message is getting heard much more now.
Absolutely.
Than a couple of hours before that happened that day. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I was very much devastated in the beginning of my research on him. And then eventually I'm like, duh, imagine. Because now all I'm noticing is people saying things that's just so positive. It's brought such a positive air, amongst just that movement that I'm like, wow. Dr. Sebi, I've heard about Dr. Sebi before. I've always been conscious about eating and so on. And then I've always wanted to share it with a lot of people. But again, a lot of people are not ready.
Yeah.
But now he's a topic. He's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And that for me is huge. Amazing.
Within the first couple of hours, that's the first thing everybody was associating it's because he was putting out that documentary.
Exactly.
I jumped on that train. I was like, that's why.
Dude, I've been sharing Dr. Sebi constant because I'm like, I so believe in just that.
Yeah.
Just being positive, taking better care of yourself. Just knowledge, it's such an uplifting thing and an uplifting topic. So, I mean, it's amazing. And I really do feel like he's in a great place, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Because honestly, listening to him, he made me really feel that his mission was more than just his music. It really was to uplift, to give people opportunities, to give people a chance. Especially coming from where he's coming from, a lot of people are selfish in that life. They could be very selfish in that life, just thinking about, I know gang life is not necessarily selfish per se, but when you're thinking about how a lot of these people end up and then they bring, kids in the world or they affect other people's lives by killing other members or whoever they have beef with, so to speak. And then there's always a lot of tears around gang life, right? A lot of tears, a lot of fear. So hearing him speaking, knowing that he came from that and he could still be so positive and forward moving and giving it back was a big deal. A lot of people say it. You know that.
Yeah.
A lot of people say it, especially when they're in the brink, when they're trying so hard to make it. And then once, they're always saying, I'm never going to let my people go. I'm never going to forget where I'm from. A lot of people say that and they do mean it, but then something happens. They get to that other side and then something happens. I don't know. I've never been there, but you just always notice that it doesn't really happen the way they would have hoped. But this kid was really doing it. And I'm sure there's a lot of people doing it too. But I don't know. For him, for some reason, it kind of just rang louder and it's still ringing louder. So, and even to today, people are sharing things that I even know.
Yeah, they're having matter of fact, they're having a candlelight visual here.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Again, I'm not, at the place where I'm sad anymore. I don't feel like we lost anything anymore. If anything, I feel like we've gained something. And honestly, at this point, the people that are truly, truly affected and really, really feel his message, they have an opportunity right now to keep it going. Like me, I've made a personal promise to keep it going as much as I can. Obviously, I don't have the funds that could back me up to be on such, on a louder stage or things like that. But I know the couple of people that I can affect, I'm going to definitely try to, I'm going to learn as much as I can so I can share as much as I can. And it doesn't have to be money, right? It could be knowledge.
Exactly.
It could be positive energy. It could just be something just as simple as that, just to kind of get people feeling like it's not the end of the world. A lot of things are happening. A lot of negative things are happening, but a lot of positive things are happening as well. So again, and here I am. I'm usually the one that anything negative, I find a way, right? That's my thing. I was like, okay, well, do me something, anything negative that's going on, and I'm gonna find a positive out of it. And that's honestly my positive out of this. And I mean, I can't say this enough or feel this enough. It's like, condolences to his family, the people that really, really, are close to him, who's really missing him right now, and haven't gotten to where I'm at. And it's going to take them longer. I didn't know him like that, so it was a lot easier for me to just go, all right, you know what? This was a good thing, so soon for me to say that. But it's going to get there eventually. If they haven't noticed it yet, they will. It will, because so many people, Martin Luther King, you know what I mean? He made change, but it was when he died that it really rang through. And a lot of people can have their opinion saying, well, he did all of it in vain because we're still in certain places and blah, blah, blah. But for me, I only see the positive changes. Even if they're little, they're still a change. It's a positive movement. A lot of things are different from back then. A lot of things, especially in music. And now let's talk about music. Now, Nip owned his own shit.
Yeah, he owned everything.
He owned everything.
And they said he's done made 7,000% increase on what everything he made so far, and that was within the first 3 days.
Amazing.
And all that money goes right to his family.
Amazing. And it's not even for me. It's not about the money. It's about the message.
Yeah. Now
imagine, and I've always felt a soft spot and patience for independent labels, independent anything, because. I think I've said this before in other shows. I like local artists. I like people that really have a dream and they want to pursue it. Not saying anything against commercial. I can't do that. But still, there's something about authentic and commercial. You know what I mean? And they both probably need each other, I would say. But one is something about it, though, for me. Maybe because I'm still at the very beginning of my career and I'm kind of just ready to grind and I'm doing this for the love. So I could definitely relate in that sense, I guess.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, good for him. Yeah, good for him. He's an example, a positive example. If you haven't listened to his stuff, please do. Even if it's just for knowledge, you might not believe in it. You might not really even care. You might not even like rap music, West Coast rap music. For me, I've been an East Coast head all my life. So I would have quicker said, oh, yeah, I've heard of 69 before I heard of this cat. Easy. Even though I still don't listen to 69. I kind of, tuned out a lot of this more recent stuff because it just hasn't connected with me yet. But this kid, I don't know, I don't know. I feel a deep connection. I feel like this was meant to be, and I hope that a lot of people get to where I'm at right now as far as that's concerned. But definitely, thanks, Nip, if you hear us. That's what's up. So, how do you feel?
I thought the whole situation was crazy. I found out about it after I left here, the Shizzle show on Sunday, and when I got to my mom and dad's. I looked at my phone and I was like, what? Because it said 3 were shot, 1 was dead. And I was just like, oh, boy. And then they said 6, he got shot 6 times. And I was just, immediately my mind goes to conspiracy mode because I had already knew about what he was trying to do as far as put awareness on Dr. Sebi and how he was, the holistic doctor who was basically had a cure for cancer, was taken to court by the United States government in New York and beat the trial. Because he had people prove that, yes, he helped them cure cancer and cure AIDS.
Yes.
So I immediately thought, boom, he got taken out. Big Pharma is probably the one that did it because they don't want, that's billions of dollars of losses immediately if that word goes out.
Immediately, of course.
And, I still think something had to play with that, but I'm hearing stories now about who did it, why he did it, and, it sucks. But like you said, the awareness is out now because there was so many people on the same level as me saying, hey, it's because of the documentary. Other people are like, no, it's not what it is. But the conversation's out there. So people who didn't know who Sebi was now know who he is.
It's on the
have
table.
Done the research. And even if this wasn't related directly to it, they now understand, yeah, Dr. Sebi was holistic. He was taking out not only him, but the people under him, the people that learned from him were coming up missing and being murdered and committing suicide. Quotes.
Correct. Did you know Left Eye?
Left Eye.
That blew my mind. I was like, oh my God.
I remember that when she was out in Honduras and when that happened. But I never heard her say Sebi and none of that.
Right.
Now when I saw all the videos from back then, I'm like, oh,
isn't that
crap.
crazy?
Yeah, so even I learned a little something because I've always knew about Sebi, but I never knew about that aspect.
Right.
So
because even when he had he got killed, it was big
and
noise.
People are quick to dismiss it, like, oh well, he was old and he had what was it, pneumonia. I was like, yeah, but he was completely healthy up until then.
Right.
And he gets arrested, put in jail, and next thing you know, he dies in jail. That won't add up. But it is what it is. The awareness is out there now. Shout out to Nick Cannon because Nick Cannon said he's going to finish the documentary.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, man, as much as I can do, I'm going to live it up. I'm going to do as much as I can to continue that, too, because it's so important. It's so important in unification, man. That's why they, I don't like to point fingers. I used to be a heavy conspiracy theorist as well, but then I realized that it's draining.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Instead of dwelling, I'd rather just maximize. That's just me. Oh, we have a situation. Let me not sit here and think about, well, why is this situation here and how, I'm just like, all right, so how can we make this situation work for us, basically? So that's what I'm going to do from now on. And now with the food is just, you already know. Food is just, you're in the food business.
Yep.
You already know. It's just, I don't know, people got to be more mindful. And they got us out here addicted to high sugar and high sodium, so
high fructose,
syrup. And
it's in everything, even stuff it doesn't even need to be in.
For sure, it's just like seriously. So, I mean, that is another episode, by the way.
Yeah, really.
Food, we're gonna hit up
the food episode
and addiction, and I love talking about addiction because it's just so much has happened in since I had a uncle who had an addiction. And how it was such a taboo subject. And oh my gosh, to now it's like we're understanding more about addiction. We're researching and I just love talking about it. So I definitely want to talk about that with food. Probably our next episode. I'll probably say so. Yeah,
that'll be good.
But yeah, so I don't know, man. I just feel good. I feel really good about where I'm heading as far as the knowledge that I have and knowing that, somebody else had that same vision. Like I watched his interview on the Breakfast Club. I think he did about a year ago, and I'm telling you, I felt like it was me because a lot of things he was saying, I'm like, true, I'm just like, yo, I totally relate. This is exactly how I feel about a lot of things. He spoke very carefully. He made sure everybody understood him. And he was very articulate. Like you'd never believe that this kid came from where he came from.
Was a gangbanger
right. And then this is me not knowing anything about him. So it's really hard for me to like wrap my mind around his history to where he is today.
And the fact that he was only 33.
33. That's another episode.
Yep.
Pivotal ages. That's an astrological thing. I can explain that astrologically. A lot of Christians say that's Jesus Christ's age.
Yep.
But 33 is a very pivotal age. Amongst a lot of ages are pivotal, but 33 is really an important age. But we could talk about that another time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yay, nip. Okay, so relationships. Last episode we talked about individual charts, right? What your chart
actually, you know what? Before we get into that, if for people that are listening live now or on a podcast form later on, if they want to get a reading from you, like an astrological reading, what would they need to provide with you? Because I put down the date of birth and the location. Is there anything else that they can just put in the chat that I could send you later on, and you can give them a quick?
Yeah,
chart
no
reading?
doubt, no doubt. I would need your date of birth. That would be the month, date, and year. As well as the time. If you can get the time, you get the most accurate reading, depending on what it is you're looking for too, what you're asking, what you want to know. You also need the place. Yes, the place you were born. That would be the city and the state, country. Even we do worldwide. So, and all of that is just so that we can see exactly what the heavens look like, where the planets were at the time you were born. I mentioned before, I used to study cosmophysics, where the gentleman who taught me would show how to even, find out your time of birth for you just by asking some questions about, things you had gone through, and he could tell you your time of birth without you having to have it. I have a little bit of those skills, so I don't mind using them, but for now, because I'm such, I'm in the beginning, I don't want to, everybody's just getting to know me now, so I'd rather give you guys the most accurate and easygoing than getting all in depth and all around the place. But I also want to say that before I go back to relationships, I do plan on starting to give lessons. Astrology is something anybody can do, as long as you have the patience and you want to learn it. If you have that, if you want to learn it, you create that patience, you can learn it. And I plan on just giving people just basic lessons and basic things they can know if they want to, and it will help you out a lot, actually. Yeah. It will, for real. It's helped me out a lot. I was 33 when I got into this, so, pivotal age.
Never too late.
No, never too late at all. So, yes, in the relationships. Last episode, we talked about individuals' charts, basically what makes you who you are on paper, right, or in the heavens. Now, I talked about synastry. Synastry is when you put your chart next to someone else's chart, or you can put it on top, and then you look at aspects. For instance, your moon being your emotions, when you compare it to someone else's moons and their emotions, you can kind of tell if you'll always have difficulties expressing your emotions or if it's a free flow. Because there's people you'll meet, and you're like, dang, I could just tell this person anything. I just met them. And you're wondering, wow, why is that? And then you could have been with somebody for years and you just can't seem to find the comfort to be able to tell them exactly how you feel. Or maybe one day you tried and they shut it down so bad you didn't want to reopen. You know what I mean? So that's just an example. You could find that on your side, your Mars. Your Mars is your movements and your actions and how you do things, how you get your shit done. And if your Mars is in a bad aspect with someone else's moon, let's say, for instance, it could be that it hurts their feelings whenever you're, whatever you're doing, but you're hurting their feelings because that aspect is kind of rough too. Or you'll find if you're in a relationship with a girl who's constantly don't want you to go nowhere, always wants you to be home all the time, or be with her all the time or things like that. Yeah, and it's true. I mean, duh. Yeah, that shit exists so much. But,
really.
When you can explain it in that language and then you realize, shit, there's really nothing I could do about this. This is just, it's not, well, let me rephrase that. It's not that there's nothing you could do. It's just a challenge. Basically meaning that if you and your girl have that aspect, you'd have to get a little bit more patient, find a way to make her feel a lot more safer about you leaving, and then you work it through. Basically, it sounds like some Dr. Phil shit. Yeah. Ayana shit, whatever the fuck. But this is, for me, it's a shortcut. It's like, all right, cool. Bam, bam, bam. This is what you need to work on. This is what you need to, blah, blah. This is what's going great. You know what I mean? This is what you probably should do. This is what you probably should let it go. So on and so forth. That's astrologically. I can give you just a basic, we're sitting here having a conversation, and I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're supposed to be learning from each other, how come you're in the same place you've been all this time? You know what I mean? Like, you should have been a little bit further. Something should have happened. Okay. So, bam. So, that's just an example. Relationship is synastry reading. Relationship is not only love. Okay? I think I said that before, too. You can get a relationship reading with your partner, business partner, I mean. You can get a relationship reading with your kids. Because relationship, that word just means relation, how you get along. You understand? It's not, you could say love relationship, then you're definitely talking about love. You could say a sexual relationship. You're talking about just sex, because that exists, as you know.
Yep.
We're adults here.
Facts.
There's people that you can smash all day, but you never take them home to meet your mama. Right? Okay, then. So, okay. And then I'm telling you, and then there's times you'll see somebody, there's this chemistry that's so damn strong. It's called lust. They call it in English, in regular terms. It's lust, right? You just see this person, you just got to have them. But that's pretty much it. After you smash, you kind of like, all right, see you later, until next time. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Yep. But then there's people you could just automatically see, you meet, You fall in love with them. You don't even you can actually have the patience to smash. You don't even have to smash. You're just kind of like,
I know all about that too.
Find out more about this person. Something about this person, like they make me feel good. Blah blah blah. Right?
Yeah, and it could even be just just when you see them.
Correct. Right?
Crazy.
You're right. And then you can have this kind of relationship or feeling with a friend. Seriously, straight up. You can have that type of attachment with a friend. You're like, yo, whenever me and this cat hang out, we just like stop. We can't stop laughing because we just bounce off each other. It's on and popping all the time. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll have friends. Listen to this. This exists so much. You'll have friends, okay? Just because of the fact that y'all have been cool for so long, you'll keep this friendship going. But y'all motherfuckers just can't seem to like click. Like there's always something that you just like, oh, this here he go again, you know, like this nigga. Or it could be a forced friendship, meaning let's say he's your sister's boyfriend, or your sister's husband, or you know these type of relationships where you just can't help it. You just have to get along with this person that was just brought to you, you know, and you're like fuck. So you have to find a way to make it work, and then. Again, astrology will kind of give it to you when you put the two things together. Again, it could be the same shit. It could be your emotions are off. You know, one person's hot all the time, the other one's cold, and then y'all both judging each other instead of going, oh, okay, well that's that nigga. You see what I'm saying? So once you get to the, well, that's just the way he is. Then you'll realize there's certain things you can talk to him about. There's certain things you should not even bring up. Unless you need somebody to get, you know, start popping off, you know, like,
unless you just start some shit,
right? It sounds manipulating, right?
Yeah.
It does sound manipulating, but it's also it's very much so just understanding the way the thing, you know, people are, and it's not their fault. You know, like I know there's people that con artists. They live for confusing people. They live for selling dreams. They live for just their self, you know, just trying to gain on somebody else, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, you're gonna meet these people. Some people, some individuals will have the intuition to be able to spot them from a mile away. And some actually got to go through it, waste money, you know, learn that lesson the hard way, like, fuck, you know, because it's just the way it is. So... I don't know. In my world, there's no perfect world. There's no such word as perfect in my world, honestly, because I feel like that word alone carries so much damn weight, and it carries too much weight that it needs to, because everyone has their own opinion. What's perfect to me may not be perfect to you. You see, so already it's like a delusion. Like that word "perfect" is a fucking delusion. It's a waste of fucking time. Right?
Yep. It's all based on the person.
Based on the person. It's based on your perspective.
It's like beauty.
Just like, exactly. For real. Because for me, like, what's beautiful to me is inside.
Yep.
You know, and your aura. Because what's inside, what you're not saying, you're kind of vibing. It's like you have these little antennas or little waves around you. And you don't even have to speak, and you're kind of like, all right, yeah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Or you're like, okay, cool. This person is always fucking smiling, even though they probably got some shit going on.
For real.
But they always smiling.
They hide it well.
You know what I mean? So blah, blah, blah. You know, one major thing I have to say I learned studying the synastry astrology is that some people love to be miserable.
Yeah.
Like straight up. Like
comfort zone.
They live, and I think we talked about this before.
Yeah.
They're just in the zone. That's the way they operate. They rather live in a life where, and I'm not talking shit, please. You know, I don't want to offend anybody at all. This is not what I'm coming from at all. They live in a life where if they create these negative possibilities or just things to be on your P's and Q's for, they strive. Instead of, because for me, I was always like, yo, that didn't happen yet. You know, nothing has happened yet at all. Why would you automatically just go with worst case scenario? And honestly, that's the way they strive, because I'm going to give you an example. Like I had a homegirl of mine, and she was always so nervous. And then when she was actually in a shit show, and I mean a fucking shit show, where I'm looking at her like, yo, what the fuck? She's bound to just drain. You know, she's about to lose it right now. yo, she was the strongest I'd ever seen her. Ever, ever, ever. And I mean a shit show. I don't want to go into details, right?
Yeah.
But just trust me when I say this.
She expected it and prepared for it.
She expected it, she prepared for it, and she strives in it. Like, that's her shit. You know? And now when I think about that, I compare it to paramedics. You know, these motherfuckers, that 9/11, what they call them, first responders.
Yeah, first responders.
First responders, dog. Like, you gotta be, in a sense, you gotta be in that, like, that way, in a place in your head where, yeah, you gotta be ready for worst case scenario, because you're the one that's gonna help these motherfuckers. So yeah, you could, you know, be as tripper as you want in life and always think, you know, the best, and yeah, you know, I know things are gonna work out, but if they don't, most people panic, right? So again, I was just like, yo, that's fucking what's up. So I gave up. I stopped trying to change people's thinking. Period. That's not my thing anymore. I'm not here to change anybody's thinking. I'm here to share what I know, what's worked for me. I want to have people on here sharing what they know and what's worked for them. And anybody who's listening could do whatever they want with that information. Like, straight up. I listen to a lot of different people, a lot of people who give speeches, motivational speakers, these type of people. And that's good. Do your thing. But a lot of them talk at you. And they say, well, you need to do this and you should do that. And this is what you know what I mean? And I've never been, and I have a good friend of mine who laughs at me all the fucking time because I'd be like, yo, don't fucking compare me to everybody in the world. Don't be like, well, everybody else does it. I'd be like, nigga, don't do that shit. Because first of all, it's only me and you on the phone. You know what I'm saying? It's just me and you on the phone. Tell me about you and I'll tell you about me. But don't tell me about, well, everybody and blah, blah, blah. Because that's everybody, you know, and that's true. You know, so I've always been like, yo, don't compare me to the world. Don't compare me to what's going on out there. So that's what I've decided to do from now on. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do, except for my kids. But no, but you know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share my story. I'm going to leave an open mic for everybody to share theirs and give comments, give whatever, you know, positive feedback. And then let's work through this thing called life. You know what I mean? Let's just do it. Because who am I? You know shit? I don't know shit for me to be able to be like, oh, well, this works for me, so you need to do it too. No, this works for me.
Exactly.
Period. Yeah. And then stop right there.
This is what I do.
This worked for me. And then I stop right there. Now you can be like, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. And if you ask me how or why or blah, 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 I'll tell you. But I'm not going to be like, listen, stop. You're making a mess. This is what you need to do. Nah, nigga. I don't donate information. If you want it, I got it. And I will not keep it. But you got to ask me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Thank you.
Because a lot of people like to do that. They like to say, oh, well, you're doing it this way. You should do it this way. Nah, that's what works for you.
Exactly. And, I mean, I could say, hey, I did it that way, and that's what happened. And I stop right there. We
don't like repeating and repeating. Exactly.
Right, straight up. No, it's so important. Like, communication is so important, especially in relationships. Bringing it back. Relationships. So straight up. There's relationships between employee and employer. Okay? There's a planet called Jupiter. Astronomically, shit, I'm saying that word wrong. I can't never fucking say that word right.
Astrologically?
There's astrology, and there's astronomy. Astronomy is the study of the planets.
Astronomically.
Is it astronomically? Astronomically, Jupiter is a big-ass fucking planet, right? You know that. People's heard about it all the time. Astrologically. Shit. Tongue twisted. Anyway, so astrologically, Jupiter is luck.
Okay.
It's higher learning. Okay. So a lot of professors will have prominence in Jupiter. Good professors, let me say that. A lot of aspects between you and someone else in Jupiter means you could gain from this person, whether it be luck, you can gain knowledge, you can gain adventure. You could travel with this person, like a lot of these things. So Jupiter is important in a business relationship, obviously, right?
Yeah.
In a student-teacher relationship, obviously, right? And a working relationship. Because if you can honestly expand, that's another word that describes Jupiter. If you can actually expand on this person's knowledge or whatever, then that's good for you. You understand? So what now? When you're looking at a teacher and student relationship, you want to you compare the charts and you go, okay, well, am I going to learn from this guy or not? A lot of times you're in a class and you're like, what the fuck? I can't understand shit this person's saying. You take the same fucking class with somebody else and it's like, oh my God. You know what I mean? And it's just like that, like straight up. It's just that simple. You might be sitting there thinking you're dumb as fuck. Right? You thinking it's you. That's the problem. Nah, nigga. It's just the fact that y'all shit ain't really in the place, or it's just not connecting. You probably have a bad Jupiter aspect. So meaning that person you can't learn from them. It could be a lot of reasons. You know what I mean? The signs would tell you more. But just a general information right now. It's just basically what it means. So, basically, that's it. So if you want to talk about relationships, which one would you like to talk about? Or want me to go into depth more? Love? That's
usually the one that everybody likes the most.
Yeah, everybody loves the most. Okay, so let's talk about love relationships. Not speaking astrologically, I learned something about love relationships myself I can share. I was at a point where I kept getting into these dead-end relationships, right? Where I was looking for a thugged out OG. You know what I mean?
Now,
like when I was a lot younger.
You wanted to fix that? Is that what that was?
Now we're getting deep. No, I didn't want to fix it. So I had this love of gangster movies, so I wanted to be like that gangster mob. It's stupid. It really is. Because I'm saying it's stupid for myself because I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I was wasting my fucking time.
But a lot of women go that route, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They like the tough guy. They like the...
In my circle, nah. I was the only one. Yeah, in my circle, I was the only one. I came from like I went to Catholic school all my life, so we were like, that was totally no, hell no. You know, I was supposed to be looking for an altar boy or some shit. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like somebody along those lines and shit. But yeah, I was like that one chick for some reason that attracted me, but it was just a bunch of dead end fucking relationships, obviously.
Yeah.
So then eventually I grew from that, and then I started getting with, other type of dudes where they didn't really have that background, but they appreciated it. You see what I'm saying? Like they weren't fake thugs, but they listened to hip hop like I did. They appreciated the struggle. They knew what the fuck that was. They kept it real. Like me, I'm all about real, real recognized real shit like that. And then that too wasn't working because it just wasn't working. Obviously, because I was single. I'm still single actually, but just to give you an example. So, what I decided, I said, you know what do I need? Let me see. Okay, at that point, I had 2 kids. I was like, I need security. I need, just good conversation. I need somebody spiritual. That's what I used to say. And a lot of people, I had a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends still. And we talk about it all the time. Yeah, this is what we want. This is what we want. This is what we want. So then I got to a point where I was like, you know what? Instead of always talking about what I want, I asked myself, would I be the right person for this person that I want? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Example, I have a friend of mine. She's always looking for a baller or somebody who's going to take care of her, okay? A doctor, something like that, who's going to take care of her. But yet, she doesn't have a degree. And yeah, I'm not shunning on anybody. It's just a conversation, right? She doesn't have a degree. She doesn't even want to go to school. Like, that's not even her thing at all. She just feels like, working 9 to 5 is fine. She's working just fine. She is. She's been working in her job for a long time. She's built herself in there, and she's good. But I'm like, all right, well, if I'm a doctor, I went through a lot of schooling, right? I'm very educated. Obviously, you're not going to find no doctor that didn't fucking take a lot of damn classes, right? All right, so Pete, all right, I'm a doctor. I went through all this schooling. I got myself ready now. I'm fucking, doing what I got to do. If I'm thinking about children, if I'm thinking about having children, they got to be educated, right? Because I have to set an example. That's usually how we do it. We kind of want to set an example for our kids. If I'm thinking about a relationship, I need somebody I can have a fucking conversation with who's not going to be intimidated by my accomplishments, who's not going to feel some type of way or insecure about the type of people that I'm going to have around me all the fucking time. So basically, you'd have to be fucking educated. You don't have to be a doctor, but you need to fucking be able to sit at the table and have a conversation with my peers. So what are you doing? If you want to be with a certain person, you got to be able to be with that certain person. You got to be able to be that person that you know that person would be attracted to. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want a doctor, but when I decided that I really needed somebody spiritual, I worked on my spirituality. Because if I'm talking about, I want me a Dr. Sebi, for instance, right? That's just the doctor shit, but
can't be
just an example, right?
Can't be eating McDonald's.
Can't be eating McDonald's again. For real. Like,
That's
even if I'm thick, I should be on my way to getting better. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's sitting in front of me eating fucking non-hybrid foods, and I'm over here with my fucking chicken, barbecue chicken. That's not going to last. It's not going to last.
Not
and then I can't
all.
even get mad at him. If we break up, I'm not going to be like, oh, fuck that nigga, he used me. No, he didn't, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about? That wasn't even somewhere you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
come on. You see?
Like,
So-
if you smash a steak every day, you don't date a vegetarian. It's just
you know
not
what I'm
going to
saying?
work.
And then you're going to sit there and clown each other. No,
Yeah.
nigga. Like, straight up, one thing I know for sure is anybody who's conscious, period, whether it be about their physical, their spirituality, their mental state, they need to have somebody who's just as conscious.
Yeah.
Because that is going to be really draining to try to make that work. You know, like, again, we could go back to chemistry. Chemistry is going to make you think anything could work, right? Because you just want to fuck all the time. You're like, oh, my God, this person, you know, gets me so attractive. But then, you know, they never seem to want to take you to their family's house. They never want to take you to, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. So women who really, really, really want a particular person, first of all, find out about yourself. I'm always going to say that. Find out about yourself. I can help you. If you want me to, I'll help you. If you're questioning who you are, what you like, blah, 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 holler at me. I'll help you figure it out. I'll help you confirm the type of person you are, the type of person you really need in your life. Not the one you want or the one that your friends think is cool or the ones your parents definitely think you need and blah, blah, blah. It's really you, because at the end of the day, you're the one that has to live with that motherfucker. You're the one that has to be happy. Okay? I feel the same way about work too, but that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, for real.
Do what you love, right? Do what you love, be with who you love. Love yourself. Okay? Bam. You get to the point where you realize what you need. If you are a woman who wants a power couple of a relationship, okay? If you know that you don't want to be taken care of, you want to hold your own. You want to go half. You know, you want to be there. You want to be at the table when the shots are being called and the moves are being made. You know, then know that. Then know that that's who you want to be. That's what you really need. You need a partner in crime. As soon as you know that, then you work on yourself. You work on yourself. You
That's
make
always the
sure
hardest
you're
part.
able. Hey, I'm
You gotta do
telling
what
you.
you gotta do, though.
I keep hitting this thing. No, I do. You keep eating, right? No, but like, for real, straight up, like, be honest with yourself, dude. You know, like, know what you really, really want. Know what you're really, really capable of. If you don't try to get into no relationship.
Yeah, because you end up getting that thing that you wanted, and then
And you realize you didn't want it. Seriously,
you
I'm
wanted
all
it, but
about,
then that person doesn't want you.
Exactly, right? True.
Because you're not where you're supposed to be.
Right.
You feel me? I already know.
Thank you. Yeah, it's true though, for real, right? Doesn't it make sense?
Absolutely. Before, see, the 20-year-old me would have been like, psh, nah. Now I'm like, yo.
Yeah, but you know what? What made you realize that? Trials and tribulations.
Exactly.
Nigga.
5 years
Trials and
with the wrong
tribulations.
person.
Seriously, I mean, I'm a mother, and I would love to be able to make sure my kids don't suffer, right? I wish that everything I told them today, they would just listen to me, and they would move on and live their happy old life.
Yeah.
Nope. 9 times out of 10, they're going to go, Mom, I don't know what the fuck I'm going through.
Yeah. They got to learn.
You know what I'm saying? They got to learn. And it is a blessing in hard lessons. There really is, because it's more of a guarantee that you're not going to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be here right now if I didn't experience that.
Right.
I was stuck with one show for 2 years, 3 years going on. And then that whole situation broke down, and I realized I've been stuck. Mm-hmm. And now just nothing but growth ever since.
That's true,
So,
man. I'm telling
I
you. And
can't,
then don't be afraid.
I'm upset about it, but also it was supposed to happen.
Right,
it was a good thing
exactly.
in the long run. Just like you said, you got to find the good things.
Right, and I bet you that shit's not gonna happen again. Or if it does, it'll become completely different.
No, yeah, absolutely.
You know,
I like the same characteristics, yeah, but some things that like the red flags, I would shoot down immediately. Like, nah, this ain't. Nope.
And it's a good thing when you make peace with the situation.
Yeah. Took a
You know,
while, too.
usually when a breakup just happens, whether it be mutual breakup or that person left you for someone else or you left that person for someone else.
Ghosted.
You know, whatever, however it ended,
Yeah.
hopefully you really, really grow from it. At first, it's going to be difficult unless you're really, really like high in your, in your understanding of life and human beings. But eventually you're going to go, this was my fault.
Exactly.
Most of it happened because of my shit. And now it's bam in my face. And I just didn't want to deal with it because, I feel more comfortable pointing fingers.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But eventually you'll grow and you love yourself from it. You say, man, thank you so much. You could actually go back to that asshole that left you for that dumb bitch and be like, thank you so much for leaving me, because ever since then I've been motivated to do better, learn myself, learn what I did wrong, and just be a better person. I honestly believe that, you're going to attract what you're thinking, how you're feeling. That's what you're going to attract. If you found that you're in constant reckless relationships, it's because you're probably feeling reckless inside. You may not show it or you may not know it, but I've always said, you really can tell about a person by who their significant other is. Like real life. Like, and it sounds judgmental, but it's been proven so many times to me, and I'm not even talking shit. I'm just saying, like, it could be a positive thing. It could be a challenge. It's just the fact. Like, I could be someone who's never tried drugs in my life, right? But for some reason, I get with this damn addict, and I'm like, what the fuck? You see what I'm saying? But it's probably what you were feeling inside. Actually, it's not even probably. It's more than likely what you're feeling inside about yourself that would make you have this type of a relationship with this person that you're constantly on edge. You're constantly, you don't trust this person. You don't know what. Women who are with guys who constantly cheating on them. You know what I mean? Like, my favorite one is the women that goes, oh, niggas ain't shit. All niggas ain't shit. All niggas ain't shit. And it's like, no. Like Cat Williams said.
Once you get
right. Maybe there's something about your pussy that keeps attracting ain't shit niggas, right? Remember when he said that shit? That shit was so funny. That shit hit the spot. I was just like, you know what? Bitches gotta think about that for real. Like, wake up real quick.
That's the thing is, it's like, and then the good ones they never talk to.
Right.
Like, the ones that would treat them the best, boring.
It's true. Because
I know a lot of women like that. They would prefer the bad guy who is the one you got to watch all the time, the one who's out there trying to smash your friends because it's a project that they got to fix. And then when they fix it and get to what they've been blocking, when that person becomes that, now they're bored. Now they want another bad guy. Now they want another project to fix.
You think so?
Yeah,
you think
it's happened to me.
Simple?
Yeah,
but you think that's really
some aspects. Yeah,
okay.
I had an ex that was like that because I was a jackass in my 20s and I got with her and I was a jackass, and then I was just like, let me tighten up, and I tightened up, and then she got bored and left, and I was like, what the fuck? What did I do?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I never ever thought about it like that, because I honestly felt like if a chick was trying to fix a guy, it was to live with him forever and then be this new guy. I never thought that they would get to a point where
she was attracted to the bad boy at first, so inherently she wanted a bad boy.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So me,
when she changed him to the good guy, now she still wants that bad boy, but now since he's not that, now it's not as attractive.
Well, I could speak for myself. When I was interested in the bad guys, it was a challenge for me. It was a challenge not to change him because I wanted him to do, keep up that persona, but it was more like a challenge where it's like, all right, so you usually probably get chicks who bend backwards, who do whatever. But me, I'm like, yo, let's build. That's how I've always thought about it. I've always wanted to get with the head honcho because I'm like, yo, let's do this and let's keep it going. Let's make it bigger than what it is. So but then again, like I said, these head honchos mindsets was on moving, moving, stuff. So it wasn't where let's build and let's start a business and, things that a lot of people are doing these days, they weren't hip to back in those days.
Yeah.
So I always want to go legit. It's like, all right, good. Look, we got, you got enough to switch up now. That was me. I never wanted to be like, all right, let's just keep living this life. Hell no. You see? But again, I realized that I can't fucking do that shit. Yeah. I can't because I'm not.
Some dudes in that game stay in that game because it's comfort zone.
Right. No, and it's true. It is a comfort zone and it's, it's easy. So, but for me, I was just like, yo, I can't do it because I'm just not going to the damn, I ain't going to visit you in the damn lockup. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I've dated guys, and I did it once. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that shit again. I'm talking about I dated me a fucking thug, and I was going to the prison, visiting his ass, being that, token ride or die. I don't regret anything I've ever done, but I'm not doing that shit again.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not my thing at all. I feel like that's a lot of wasted time, especially with my vision. I have a vision that's not gonna help at all. You know what I'm saying?
Won't be compatible.
Right, exactly. So now I'm more like, I like the mentality of, hustling. I like guys that don't sleep and they don't mind it because that time they're working on their product. I like guys with motivation. I like guys with a plan and a certain time frame of reaching certain goals and blah, blah, blah. I don't mind if you don't have nothing right now, but as long as you have a vision and let's do this, then let's do this, So that's where I'm at with as far as relationship and what I've learned. And I've prepared myself for that type of a gentleman because I've bettered my life. I've bettered my life. I've bettered my surroundings. I've bettered my thinking. I'm very much holistic. Very much holistic. I mean, I feel like now it's kind of hard to say because a lot of times they keep coming up missing. I was like, shit. Low. You know what I'm saying? I'm low key, holistic. But straight up, like for real. And I need a partner that's gonna be like that, like straight up. Even if you're not there now, but you see the vision, you understand it, and you're trying to get there. That's what's up. So that's me, and it says it all in my chart. Like, I don't like guys who are intimidated by strong women. Do you know any guys like that? Because I know a lot. A lot of guys there say, "Oh, I need an independent woman to hold it down," all this stuff, but they don't really.
Nah, me.
They don't really mean.
I'm not intimidated by that at all.
But no, what I'm saying is there's guys
I do know some.
You're right. They'll say it because it sounds
because
cool.
They're also used to like being. They want to be the provider.
No, that's different. What I'm talking about. The one I'm talking about is the ones that say it because it sounds cool.
Yeah.
And what they actually mean is they want a girl who doesn't bother them, for a little bullshit. But they still want to be able to tell her what to do, what not to do.
And that ain't going to work.
Right.
Because the independent ones don't need you. They want you.
Correct. So it's kind of like a partnership, dog. Because, you and your partner, there's certain things that y'all don't have time to talk about right now, but you trust each other to know that by the time you come back later, no matter what moves you make today, by the time we have our last meeting for the night, you'd be like, oh, okay, this is what I did, this is what I did. And then you're not going to go, oh, how come you didn't tell me? You know what I'm saying? You just have that trust. Like, you already know that person ain't going to put you guys in jeopardy. So even if he makes a quick decision because he had to make it right then and there, it's for the greater good. And even if, no matter what, you still go, I got your back no matter what. If it works out, we good. If we don't, we'll work from it. We'll build from it. It's a mistake.
Those are the ones I don't like. How come you didn't tell me?
I know. No, for real. The nags, they're more focused on their insecurity and feeling important than
especially if
the
what
job
you're doing
itself.
is like good intentions and to help other people. But how come you didn't tell me, man?
Right, especially if it's for our team.
Yep.
Relationships is very important. Every human, okay? And I'm going to say this, every human, because I don't usually like to say every a lot. Every human appreciates relationships.
Yep.
They want to feel like they're not the only one who feels a certain way. They want to feel like they're not the only one who does a certain thing. even though there's people that claim to be loners, so have you, but if there's another person that says I'm a loner too, they already feel a little bit better about, you know what I'm
like,
saying?
yeah, we cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you get it, right? And a lot of people be like, right, that's true, right? That's that click, that's that connection. You always want to feel like I'm not crazy, I'm not stupid, I'm not, if somebody else, that's why we love family so much, because family makes you, feel like your identity is okay, because you actually look like someone else. You think like someone else. You guys had the same upbringing. When you guys connect, cousins, I love my cousins. We sit there and be like, man, here we go again. You already know how that aunt is. You already know how she is. You already know about, and these things are like connections. Like you feel like you're a part of something. So that's why relationships are important. And people, if you want to feel like, oh, I don't need nobody, it's you're lying to yourself. You are. Because even with a freaking mammal, some people have really close relationships to their dogs because the dog's tail is wagging extra hard when they get home.
Yep.
The dog is licking their face. The dog senses when they feel extra licks on their face or extra, attention. Like that's all the same thing. It's relationships. Like you have to first acknowledge that we do need each other. Period. We need each other. Every single one of us needs the other one. Period. Once you get to that point, then you go, okay, how can I contribute to this movement positively? And unify. Unification is like the strongest word. After hope, I like hope. But unification is shit. That's why a lot of people are scared. The control freaks out there.
Oh yeah.
They're so fucking scared of unification because unification got us against slavery. My family's from Haiti. You know what I mean? 1804, like when we got our independence, it shook a lot of slaves, a lot of them, because they heard it. They were like, "Oh,
it can be done.
It can be done." Niggas got together and they fucking killed their damn oppressors. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Do it, right?
You know what I mean? But it was telling you, unification. There's a lot of power in unification. Period. And now that we have the internet and social media,
should be a lot easier. You would think.
It will. No, it's gotten better. I don't know, man. It's gotten better. It might not be going as fast as most would love to see or most would love to hear, but I'm going to tell you this much. There's people in this lifetime who never thought they would have seen a black president.
That's for sure.
For sure, with their own eyes. Fuck. So please get the fuck out of here. I'm tired of hearing all of this. Oh, we're not. Oh, like all of the negative stuff that always comes out of just tragedies or shock, or anything that shakes us. There's a lot of a lot of negative stuff, and there's people that thrive on that. There's people that create fake news just to keep that negative connotation going, just to keep people going on a fighting, more of a fighting thing. There's more videos of police brutality than police love, and there are police love. I have cops in my family. I know I have cop friends. You see what I'm saying? So I don't give a fuck. Like, it's not everybody. You'll see it. That's true, and that's unfortunate for that person. But it's not everybody. It's not every single fucking cop, and we've came a long way ever since. I mean, now they have to wear body cameras.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if you can't acknowledge that progress, then what the fuck?
Yeah, but it's like also doesn't matter. Like in the long run.
No, what do you mean it doesn't matter in the long run?
Because there's still some, not in the long run, but now they still have video camera footage, and it's still
No, of course, no. Don't get me wrong, but guess what?
At least they have cameras now.
I'm all about the one, right? As long as one person's effective, as long as it's one less of a brutality, as long as I gotta make you think twice.
Exactly. Before you go do some dumb shit.
You know what I mean? Like, straight up. Eventually, that's progress. And then from that comes what? Progress again. It may be in baby steps. It may be turtle steps. But it's fucking progress. And that's what we should really focus on, because more positive thinking, more focusing on progress is only going to bring forth more progress. If you're constantly thinking about, damn, this should have been, or this shouldn't have been, or this should, like all this negative stuff, then yeah, you're going to always focus on the what could have, would have, should have, whatevers, and you're not going to realize that somebody in their same lifetime who was being segregated saw a black president. And that's it could be a lot of bullshit. The theorists, what's the word? I just slipped my mind. The conspiracy theorists, they stay on that negative shit. They do. And trust me, I used to be one of them. My friends used to be like, oh, shut the fuck up. Here you go again. We already know what you're going to say. Again. It was probably the man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the government.
But it was very draining. It never kept me to think of the stuff that we have accomplished.
Yeah.
And how we actually are going to get better.
We got way better compared to what it was back then. Because I was watching a 3-part documentary LeBron James put out called Shut Up and Dribble.
Oh, really?
I finally got a chance to watch that.
Okay.
And it started back in like the 60s or 50s. Basically started with Bill Russell, how he was catching so much heat coming into the league, how they changed the rules because of Wilt Chamberlain. They changed the rules, they stopped dunking because he was scoring so many points. Then they tried to put a law into the NBA where you couldn't have more than 2 black players.
I did not know that shit.
I didn't know it either. Yeah, it's crazy to see how far we've come to where Bill Russell was the first black coach. And before, it's like you couldn't even have 2 players on the same team. Now he's the coach. And now the majority of the teams, you can't find a white guy.
Tell me about it. So much so that they fucking boost them up so much when they do find one.
That's what they did with Larry Bird.
Yeah, well, okay, I'm from
Larry
Boston.
Bird had
I
skills.
actually like Larry Bird.
Yeah.
He was pretty good.
Larry Bird was nice, but, he was Isaiah caught a lot of heat. Isaiah Thomas caught a lot of heat because he was basically saying, look, Larry Bird, if he wasn't white, he would be just a regular player.
That's not true.
I know. But the heat that he caught from saying that he had to come on national TV and apologize the next day. Yeah.
I mean, hey.
I didn't even know about that either.
I didn't know about that either. Yeah. But Larry Bird fucking had game. Yeah. I'm sorry, he did.
Like, and Larry Bird took it Larry Bird took it like a G because he was sitting right next to him. He was like, look, I'm just glad that I can be slow and lanky but still be in the league. Be one of the best players in the league.
Straight up.
So Larry could have went the opposite way with it, but he played it like a G. But it's an interesting documentary because it touches the social aspect, but also professional sports aspect.
Okay.
Because they went over the Black Power salute at the Olympics.
Okay.
Because they didn't want same thing with Ali. Ali didn't go to the Olympics. He's like, nah, I ain't going to the Olympics. Blah blah blah. So he got banned from boxing. These 2 guys went over, won first gold and silver medals, put the Black Power salute, and immediately got kicked off the USA team. Can you imagine that?
Unification.
Yeah.
That progress, man. If they
there's progress.
Feel like they ignite something in you, the first thing they think is Haitians, fucking 1804.
Yep.
And I don't know if you know that story. I'm gonna tell you, Sergio. It's not a pretty story. The way that moment when the Haitians said "fuck this shit,"
tired of this. Yep.
When I tell you they saw red, they saw red. So if I was on the other side, I'd probably be scared as fuck too. When you see the march with Martin Luther King, when you see Malcolm X, when you hear the shit they're saying, if you are a person that definitely purposely try to keep black people down, or anybody down, in my opinion, you'd be scared of shit. You'd be fucking losing your damn mind because you realize that karma.
And that was another thing that showed the difference in like the times is you had the owners trying to get together and saying only 2 black players per team. Fast forward to 2013 or 14, and Donald Sterling, the owner of the LA Clippers, sent a voicemail to his girl talking about, oh, you can't be hanging out with black people. Don't bring them to my
I remember.
games.
And she
immediately was kicked out of the league.
Yeah. It's crazy, right?
So there's progress.
No doubt. No. Straight up. It's crazy how they do that, though.
Yeah.
This is a little bit of
he said, I don't care if you bring him over to the house and fuck him, but don't be taking pictures with him.
I remember that shit. I remember when that shit hit the spot. Yeah, I remember.
Are you kidding me? Like, you don't even care about her. Like, at all. If I'm not ever telling my chick, you can bring anybody and cook dinner and fuck him. No. You're not doing none of that.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
That's crazy to me that he even had the balls to say that. And then when they interviewed him, he gave a half-ass apology and then started immediately talking shit about Magic Johnson. Talking about, well, I don't think anybody who has AIDS should be giving any advice. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Yo, but no, hey, I gotta say this. I feel like these folks, once they really get into their heads too much, their heads get big, they really think they're invincible. And I want to, Me Too movement has been so much for me, more than just, these girls, that get abused. It's about just period bullies, dog.
Yeah.
You don't fucking be a bully. The fuck? Everybody got a right. Just like you. Money, in my opinion, money doesn't make you shit.
Exactly.
Period. For real. I don't give a fuck about how much money you got. I don't give a fuck about the cars you drive. What I want to know, what I care about is, how'd you put your plan together to be successful? What were you thinking? Were you really being biased? Were you really being racist? Were you really just gonna share this knowledge with just a chosen few of people who look just like you? Or were you really just doing this? Because I definitely believe that knowledge should be shared. Like, I don't hold shit. I will teach anybody what I know any fucking time. Don't even, not even a question. I always think that knowledge is power. Knowledge should be shared. I'm not going to sit here and go, no, I'm not going to share it with this person. I'm not going to share it with that person. If you want it, hit me up. I'll tell you exactly how to get it, where to get it, and we're good. Because it's a great feeling knowing that, first of all, you can have a good conversation with somebody else. Like, that's me. I love the fact that I can teach you something, so now when I want to talk about it, I can just call you and we can just kick it.
Exactly. And then they might even understand it a certain way that you didn't.
Exactly.
So they be able to hook
and
you
then
up.
kick it back to you in another way. Exactly. Like, straight up. I'm all about sharing knowledge. So, and I'm also all about helping each other build. I think there's enough for everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
There's more than enough,
especially on this
for
planet.
everybody.
That's why it kills me that you got people that with billions of dollars, and then there's homeless people that they employ. I'm like, how does that work? Like, the Walton kids doesn't make sense.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even talking communism. Like, I don't give a fuck about communism, capitalism, period. I'm just talking about basic shit we learned in fucking first grade, nigga, share.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how far away have we strayed from the first grade mentality? But the first graders are the ones that are like, yo, how come this person doesn't have any food?
You know what I'm saying?
If a kid can think like that, why can't we?
Exactly. Do you know these shits are taught? Like, all this bullshit behavior is taught. Because for you to be able to see first graders, and they don't give a fuck what color you are. They don't give a... The only time they'll mention or make they'll make it like a... I'm always looking for fucking words. The only time they'll acknowledge that there's a difference is because someone else has made it to them, has made it known to them that there's a difference, okay? And if the kids are living with their parents, then you're going to most likely think it's the fucking family.
Yep.
Because these kids are born not knowing shit, just know how to breathe, right? Everything else from there is taught, okay? Behavioral things, the words they say. I have friends that are teachers in first grades and in like early ages, like elementary schools, and they're like surprised to see they know everything that's going on in these kids' household, because these kids come to school and that's all they do. They just repeat every fucking thing they've heard, straight up. So it's taught, okay? If you ever want to help society, be a good example for your kids. That's the simplest thing. If you always feel like, damn, I want to do something, but I don't know what, just to kind of help the earth or whatever, or give back, be a good example for your kids and other people's kids, because that's the future. Okay? I don't know, we just completely went off of what I was trying to say in the first place. But it's still connected. Relationships are still connected in that sense, because it makes it, it makes a difference. It makes it, whether you want to get out of bed in the morning because you're about to be around some great people, or be able to share something you learned, or whatever. It makes you feel a lot better. I feel like a lot of the depressed people that don't want to get out of bed, is because they're just not really happy with themselves. They put together everything they've learned up until this point, and they realize that there's right and wrong, and maybe they just go, fuck, everything I've learned has been wrong. Everything I've learned has been in conditioning.
Yeah,
and
then they get all in a messed up mood too.
Yeah, and they get in a messed up mood, and then they feel like they give up on the whole fucking world. And I think it's unfair to basically judge the whole world on a couple of people you've met in your life. I don't think that's fair at all. But anyway, so love relationships. How much time I have? We good right now? How long have I talking?
1:10. 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Oh my God! Seriously?
Yeah, it flies by.
It really does.
Tell you.
Shit. Do you have any questions for me as far as a love relationship? Do you have
No,
any
we've already
love
discussed
interests?
everything off air. I mean, you know where I stand. I mean, I ain't got no problem saying it. She knows who she is. She just needs to figure it out just like I do.
Yeah.
But she's probably got it way more figured out than I do, actually.
In what sense?
Life. She knows what makes her happy.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And it just wasn't.
Well,
you,
that's
or it just
basically
wasn't you at
based
the
off
time?
of what I see, on the Facebook. But most of the time, everybody posts.
When is her birthday?
I don't actually know. Yeah, we haven't had a chance to actually sit down and have a conversation. It's been just passing moments of greatness.
Oh, you're talking about your future situation. I'm talking about your past situation.
Oh no, the past situation
When's
that
her
was
birthday?
May 5th.
Cinco de Mayo. That's a Taurus.
Yep.
Very stubborn.
5-5. Yep. 75.
Very stubborn, and you're a Libra, son.
Yeah, very, very stubborn.
The one thing you guys had in common though was nice things. Yeah, and you like nice things. You like things to look nice. So a lot of times
she liked things to look nice.
You like nice things too.
Yeah, I do, but I don't make it a point. Like, I'm not gonna go blow a ton of money on stuff for a bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Just for an example.
Right, but you enjoyed when you went in that bathroom and it was pretty. No.
But in a way, but then I was conflicted with it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, because you know
I
how
was
much
like,
money
it
you
looked
took?
nice, but also why? What's the point? We could have done other things. You know what I'm saying? Plus, off all the hell that I caught for not painting the bathroom. Like, oh, but I painted it, but it wasn't painted enough. It wasn't painted right. It was just, yeah. It was one of those things that I was just like, stop. You gotta stop. But never stopped. But also there was stuff I did that I should have stopped and I never stopped. So it was one of those things that probably shouldn't have lasted as long as it did. But we were both comfortable in madness.
So you guys were arguing a lot?
Yeah. Not a lot. Just over dumb stuff,
How is she doing since the breakup? I know you're doing great.
I have absolutely no idea. There's no connection. There's none of that.
Anything you regret?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, the time besides the time you wasted on.
No,
this.
not the time I wasted, but certain things. I wasn't really big on communication. But I also learned that next time, fucking say how you feel.
Communication is key.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I always felt back that if I say this, that she's just going to snowball and snowball. Her thing was never letting go of past mistakes. And even if it wasn't a major mistake, it was just something stupid. She kept bringing it up. Like, we could be having a great time.
Right.
Having fat. We're going to music. We go out to eat, have a nice movie. We're chilling. But in the back of her mind, oh, but a year and a half ago.
I always had a problem with that with a lot of my friends when they would say stuff like this, and I have to say, sometimes I was guilty too, but it took a lot to learn. If I'm gonna forgive you for something, that's it. I'm never bringing it up again.
Exactly. That wasn't the case.
It's not
she said,
fair.
"Oh, I forgive you," but yet if you did, why would you keep bringing it up?
Yeah, and I really don't like when people say I forgive, but I don't forget. Like shit like that.
then
It's
you
like
don't
you're
forgive
hanging
them.
on to. If it's really that bad, then let it go.
Exactly.
A lot of people are so scared to let it go, to move on. It could be because they don't want to see you with someone else. It could be because they don't want to be alone. Or,
Well, what it was is she waited till she found another guy.
Or they don't want to be alone, right? It's like,
So
okay,
you'll
like
sit here
what
and
I
make
said.
my life hell.
Because they don't want to be alone. Right, seriously. They don't want it to look bad.
Yeah, and as soon as you get that first opportunity, pew.
Right.
But it is what it is. It's all a lesson, you know? And
No,
like
no,
I said,
no
I wouldn't be where I'm at now if it wasn't for that.
Exactly.
So I
The
cannot complain. I thank you if you're listening. Well, I know you're not, but you probably are listening.
Probably in the future.
Thank
you.
you.
Never know.
You know who you are. No problems here.
We're cool.
Yeah, we're cool.
No, but for real, like, oh man, it really used to bother me though, because it's so unfair. It's so unfair to constantly be reminded of your fuck up, especially when you're really
when you're trying to do good. And my thing is, it's also like I was actively like, hey, you should come on the radio show with me. You could do this food segment because you like to cook. You work at a restaurant. You know all these people in the industry. It would be great. You know, you can go to different restaurants, try their food, do a segment on it, come in here, talk about what you ate, how it was. You could be like a food critic. Mm-hmm. No, I don't want to do that. But guess what? As soon as we were about to break up and I was about to break up with her, now, I'll come and do the show with you and we could do this. And here I wrote up all this stuff. Issue. And I'm just like, why are you doing this now?
No doubt. That's another thing for real. Like I've noticed a lot in humans.
Yeah.
I would say, let me call it humans.
You're willing to make concessions when I'm almost out the door.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Because maybe they thought you weren't being serious. Maybe they thought, he's not going anywhere. Or, you know, whatever.
Or if I had to go do a gig somewhere, how come you didn't tell me?
Right.
I'm sorry, I didn't know how to tell you. Yeah, you know
that's what you're talking about when you said that.
It's all connected, but it's all lessons. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
That's why I'm not worried about it. I'm looking forward to the next one.
No, I hear you. Like, I mean, that's what life's all
about.
But
I also got to get to a certain level because I know the one that I want, I have to make some improvements.
So do you already know it's the one that you want, or if it's that type of person
that
you
type
want?
of person.
Good. Okay.
Artsy.
That's big difference.
Takes pictures, some form of art. You got to be into art. You got to have that release, you know?
Yeah. Oh, really?
And I got this thing for tattoos. I don't know where that came from.
Like
that's more a physical thing, but also, you know.
Yeah, but what do you mean? Like,
I don't know. It just developed. But I guess it's just a form of art, I guess, in a way.
No, but like, what do you mean? All like full body type?
No, just like some mostly in the arms, I guess. I don't know. I kind of like different hair colors too, but that's just all depends on the person, I guess. It's weird. There's physical, but then there's also spiritual and there's also mental. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, there's one person who fits every aspect. But like I said, I feel like definitely have to better myself for that. Because that one is more intimidating. You know, and I don't want to be trying to date somebody that I'm completely intimidated by because then that's just going to create problems.
What do you mean?
Like as far as like she's gorgeous. You know, dope person, really cool person, have a lot of connections as far as with stuff growing up, music, you know, but she's freaking gorgeous. So I'm sure she gets out on 1 billion times a day and can pretty much have any dude she wants. So that played on the back of your mind a little bit, you know, you can be like, oh, Alex Rodriguez might roll up on this girl and be like, hey, let's go to Japan, you know?
Okay, and then?
So then that would be like intimidating, in fact. But
no.
But you have to trust that person.
No, wait.
In order to.
So you said Alex Rodriguez
may roll up
be
on
like,
this girl.
Let me take you out. And now she would say what?
I don't know. That's the thing, because it's like I gotta be doing my damn thing, and I can't fuck up. Because Alex is right there waiting in his Ferrari and his private jet. See, there's things that go on in my mind,
right? Know? So then you've already acknowledged that that's all you, right? That's all you.
Yeah,
you know that. That is all you. Okay, because what's yours will always be yours. Do you understand that, right? Okay, good. So that's because insecurities are you. If you are with a person that you actually really feel that if something like that were to happen and they would leave or they would actually take that ride, then
that's
relationship
not a good person. Yeah.
No.
Well, it's not. That's not a good person. It's just it wasn't meant to be.
No. More deeper than that. If you think this is not in real life, right? Obviously, this is something you're thinking. If you honestly can think that person could go with someone else, that's a you thing.
Yeah.
So you don't need to be in that relationship.
Something that I need to
my
work
point
on.
My point is, break up fast. Go work on your shit.
Exactly.
Because that is the worst feeling, to be that girl. You know what I'm saying? Because I was that girl too. I'm in a relationship where it doesn't matter what the fuck I'm doing. Okay? I could tell you I love you 10 times a day.
Yeah.
And you're still gonna think that. It's so fucking hard.
Yeah, I believe it.
Do you
Yeah, it's a
understand
little
that?
something, you know, but
That has nothing.
that's
That's
also,
what I'm saying. That has nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
that's all.
Exactly, because how my current situation or situations that my life was in, I felt like I didn't have enough. You know.
Okay, again, that's you.
Exactly.
All right. Once you
also,
come to peace with yourself,
exactly,
it don't fucking matter, because guess what? The first thing you're gonna say is, "Go ahead, I dare you.
Have fun."
No, not have fun.
Bring me a to-go box of some Italian food.
No. I mean, fine.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is this. You'll be the fool because you just lost something good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. Seriously, you're going to have that much confidence. I am all about a break. Like, a lot of motherfuckers rebound. A lot of motherfuckers get into relationships. A lot of these relationships, I've realized, are relationships based on a lot of insecurities, a lot of people that don't want to be alone. I've seen people hop from one relationship and jump right into another one without having time to heal, to fucking really realize what the fuck happened to that last one and what they need to work on before they can get to another one.
Exactly. That's where I'm at. That's why I'm not even trying to jump into anything.
Seriously, no. I'm being very serious. I come from a Haitian background, okay? What that means is, I was born in 1977. In that period of time, probably up until recently, you probably find some men, and it's very much, well, everywhere, but I know Haitians because that's how I was raised. So a lot of these men were raised, they can't even cook. They can't even iron their fucking clothes, okay? Since they were born, their mom's been doing everything for them, and they set them up to think that what they need is a woman who's going to continue that shit.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, okay, that's their mother's influence. Meanwhile, their father's influence is get out there and smash as many bitches as you can. Okay? And the one that you should marry is the one that keeps turning her head every time you're fucking out there smashing mad bitches. And she's still going to have your food warm for you on the table when you get home after smashing mad bitches. Because you're paying her bills. You know what I mean? And even deeper is, in my own family even, there's men that will go out, have kids, and bring them outside of the marriage, have kids, and bring them for their wives to raise these fucking kids.
That's crazy.
Okay? But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, the extent of insecurity has been going around for so long. And it's back from slave days. You see what I'm saying? Like, the whole family thing has been so fucked up. Like, so they've managed to mess up and dysfunction families so well that these kids are growing up insecure as fuck. They don't even know why. They just know that straight up.
For real. I wasn't like this. I wasn't like that in my 20s. My 20s, I was like, psh.
No, but I mean, I'm talking about where I'm from and what I've seen in my day.
But I guess it's because the recent situations got me feeling.
But imagine your first relationship. You could probably be not even 18. Your real relationship. You could have had a crush before, stuff like that. But your first real relationship, you're already jealous. Why? You haven't even lost anything yet.
Yeah. It's weird, right?
For you to already be
preconditioned.
On that, exactly my point. You're already trying to hang on.
So that's something it's hard to get past after a while.
I mean, yeah.
So something you got to do. It's something that you got to catch yourself right when you start to feel that way. You got to be like, nah.
But if you know,
yeah,
you might not know, because the chick that you're dating is probably somebody who's already set up to be that partner of yours that's gonna constantly keep reminding you that you're the shit. Yeah. A lot of times you see these women that's just out of their way trying to, ensure. They're constantly doing whatever they can to make sure their man knows that they would never look at another man, sleep with another man, always have their dinner ready. They're a ride or die. They're there for you no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So therefore you're going to feel again like what you're feeling is okay. That's natural. You see, but honestly, it's not. You shouldn't be. You could be hurt, because you've experienced, somebody cheating on you, somebody leaving you, or somebody letting you down, and then you walk out and you're feeling a little bit apprehensive and you're feeling a little nervous about it. But you just can't come from out the door, your first relationship, and you're already like acting like you've been married for 20 years. You see what I'm saying? That's already a fucked up situation to be in. And a lot of times I see it in the gay relationships. They're so like, oh my gosh, and I'm not, again, I'm not talking back. I have to say that until you guys get to know me, but I'm not talking shit. I see it a lot. There's a lot of this like straight heavy jealousy. Don't even look at somebody else. It sounds kind of like a pimp in a your work relationship. It sounds like a pimp relationship.
That was how my ex was too. Like,
the other person more than
kind of how it was too. With that last one,
right?
Because it was more like, why are you talking to her?
You see what I'm saying? It's like, why not?
Why, yeah, chick was. She got
especially in the field you're in.
She got so mad. This is a funny thing. And I think this is probably why I'm like this now, is because I was pretty much broke down from the last one. I went to a bar with my homeboy, and I knew the bartender, and she's a real cool chick, artist and everything. And she hopped on the Facebook the next day. Hey, it was nice seeing you last night at Blue Martini. Mm-hmm. Oh my god!
See, she's already you was that Blue Martini.
Went there last night.
Right?
Why'd you go there? You didn't tell me.
Right.
I'm just sitting here like, what? But I think all that plays into why I am the way I am now. So it's something that you got to build back up. You got to build back that.
No, what I'm telling you, and I promise you, it starts with yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
It starts with yourself. You need to realize that you're the fucking shit.
Oh, I know I'm the shit. But
seriously though, you're saying it, and I hear you, but you really gotta really realize you're the shit. There's gonna be things you're great at, and there's gonna be things you're not. Okay, you can't get into a relationship knowing everything.
Exactly.
The fuck you gonna learn from each other?
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to be perfect, but you gotta be secure. You gotta feel like, you know what? I'm the shit. If you fuck up, that's your loss. Okay, and then I'm not gonna chase you. I'm not going to check your phone. And that's how I feel too.
I don't like doing that too.
I'm not going to look for reasons to be upset.
Yeah.
I'm going to honestly trust you, because until you break that trust, I'm going to trust you. That's me though. I know a lot of people,
this is another thing that was weird about me, is when I was talking about that girl earlier. Send a couple of messages, and if I don't get a reply, I immediately just like, I'm done. I'm give up. And I don't like feeling like that. You know what I mean? Right. I would rather be like, hey, hope everything's good. Yeah. But if I keep asking and don't get a reply, then I feel like, nah. It's weird. It's kind of like
go with your senses. Like, we've lost so much touch with our own inner fucking.
But sense. I also feel like maybe I should just keep asking.
So are you ready? Remember, because the fact. Okay, so the reason why I'm going to talk about this is because you're bringing it up, right?
Yeah.
Now let's use this as an example. Are you ready?
No, and that's why I stopped asking.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Because I didn't realize it at the time.
Check in. I'm number one for check in. Check in with yourself real quick.
Yeah.
Right? But like, you have a lot of hopes and wants and aspirations, right? But are you ready?
No. Not yet.
Okay.
Coming soon, though.
Coming soon.
Very soon.
So what you want to do is get yourself to the point where you can go, I'm the fucking shit. If you don't see it, that's your loss.
That's okay. But she sees it, though. She does.
No, I don't doubt it. I'm not even fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, hell yeah. I think everybody's the shit. Everybody's the fucking shit. There's no reason why somebody is not the shit. Give me one reason why you would think somebody's not the shit.
I don't know.
Everybody's the shit, because whatever you know is what you know. You don't know everything. I don't know everything, right? There's some things you're going to know that I'm not going to know.
That's right.
Obviously. There's all this shit. You knew it.
Perfect. So
it's not even about nobody's perfect. It's just about...
Nobody knows everything. Everybody's
the shit.
But yeah, she knows. She knows. I can tell.
For real though, it takes a lot, man. And then now, let's say, okay, you realize you're the shit. Now you really attracted to this person who ain't there yet. Teach them,
and that's probably what it is too. She's probably not there yet either.
Amen, man. Let me tell you, when you force shit,
exactly, and that's what I learned. You can't force it. That's why I'm not trying.
When you force shit, you will fucking regret it. Because be careful what you ask for.
Exactly.
All day, every day, nigga. I'm telling you. Because I know motherfuckers that wish they didn't win that lottery. I promise you. I know people that wish they did not win that fucking money. because it only brought a lot of fucking heartache.
more problems.
More problems, straight up.
But I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully she's listening. Yes, I'm talking about you.
Okay. No, but how about, okay, are you open to maybe you might meet the person? Like, maybe how about if she's not even the one?
Then that's fine.
I
want something with that type of energy, that type of vibe.
Okay.
She's the total package as far as how she looks. She's gorgeous, but the vibe. You know what I'm saying? She has that smile that just, boom, just lights up. You know, she's one of those really super humble, like, I didn't see her twice. She came up to talk to me. Like, she didn't have to do that. I'm in a sea of thousands of people. She saw me, and she could have just kept it moving. You know what I mean?
That's
she
what I'm
kept
saying.
talking to me.
The way you explained the story to me, I was like, damn, if it's yours, it's going to be yours.
That's how I feel it is.
Because even when you, like, just randomly just bump into each other, that's big.
Yeah.
Like, these random shit, like, a lot of people go, oh, yeah, wow, look at that's a coinkadink. Coincidences aren't fucking mistakes.
Exactly.
In my opinion, like, honestly, even bad ones. You see what I'm saying? Coincidences aren't mistakes. That's how I believe.
That's
like,
the universe working for you.
That's the universe working.
Either trying to teach you something or remind you of something.
Straight up. Okay? And it brings it should bring both people to that recognition. You know, to be like, oh, shit. Huh, how come I keep bumping into you here? How come I keep seeing you here? How come, you know, it's like, these are things you really should think about. Like, it's you know, because then what it will do is help you think less about what's not happening. Because things are supposed to happen the way they're supposed to fucking happen.
And that's how I was. And Gino, who was on last week, he was there when that happened. He was like, bro, see? You already know.
You know? That's
I ain't
huge.
worried.
When you told me that shit, I was like, that's fucking huge. Because, so that's why, in my opinion, if that had happened, if I was, you know, I would have been like,
I just got to let my brain,
it's just going to happen.
That's what it is. I got to let my brain stop talking me out of it. That's all that is. Because everything else is happening. It's like, yeah, you good. Yeah, you good. Just keep doing you. Keep doing you. And then my brain's like, yeah, but Alex Rodriguez got a jet. But it's all good because I'm shit.
All right, now it sounds like you like, come on, man. No, okay, but I mean, seriously though, like for real. I mean, and another thing, it could sound crazy. You just keep repeating it to yourself because you'll believe it. For real. Every day, look in the mirror, say, I'm the shit. And then every day, you can write a new thing that you like about yourself.
Where I was 4 months ago, compared to where I'm at now, I'm happy as fuck. Because I took time yesterday to be like, wow, you got all this stuff happening this weekend. You got 5 shows. You got another 2 shows coming.
Yeah.
You got events coming. Like, the things that you're doing is the stuff that you wanted to accomplish. You're helping people get money. Like, it's not just a selfish thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is building with you.
Self-talk.
You know what I'm saying?
You need that shit.
I know
some people
where
need
I'm
it
at,
more than
and that's why I keep saying.
That's what I mean when I say check in.
Yeah,
check the fuck in.
Because it's real easy to get caught up in the what you don't got, especially if you grow up thinking like that.
Straight up, listen, you're the shit. Everybody is the motherfucking shit. Once we start really, just keep repeating it, and you'll eventually believe it because you'll notice that shit.
We should get shirts made to say you're the shit.
You're the shit. For real. You gotta be the shit to you.
It should say, you're the shit on the front and I'm the shit too on the back.
Okay. With the doo-doo.
With your logo. But with the little emoticon or whatever that is. That's a good idea. I'm telling you, marketing. We can get them shirts pressed up. We'll throw the little Keepin the Spiritual logo on there.
You the shit.
And you can sell them.
But I'm serious. I'll stand in front of any amount of people just to say that shit.
Yeah.
Over and over again, like
because
straight
it's
up.
Fact, though.
No, it's more than fact. Whatever you put your mind to, dude, is what it is. Period. Relationships. Relationships start. The best relationships you'll ever have is the ones that start after you love yourself. Straight up. Because loving yourself is going to filter a lot of bullshit out of your fucking way.
Yep.
Once you realize what it is you want, once you really identify with where you come from, okay? Where'd you come from? Why? Who are you? What makes you who you are? Spiritually, mentally, physically, okay? You identify yourself. You love that shit. Your faults, your flaws, your challenges, all of these things. You love yourself. You check in constantly. You go with yourself. You go, okay, this is what I've accomplished. This is what I've accomplished. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. This was a setback, but this is how I'm going to flip this. This is what I learned from that. And I'm going to keep going until I can't go no more. And then once I can't go no more, I'm going to pass the torch. Right? Keep that shit moving. Keep that light burning. Keep it burning. And then eventually you will attract the shit you're talking about. You will attract the people, the energy.
Yep.
Okay? You'll teach the ones that aren't ready yet. You'll be their example. I think example is way stronger than lectures. You know, I mean, I could sit here and talk all day, but what am I fucking doing? Right? So once you start living by example, you keep that shit moving. And again, everybody's needed, even the motherfuckers, even the assholes, even the ones that are trying to figure it out and they happen to step on your toes that on their way up. It's all needed, because if you just, you can't have a life of everything's going right. You can't have a life you're just driving and all the lights are turning green for you. It's not possible. There are gonna be some red lights. There are gonna be some accidents on the road. You may even be that accident on the road. You know what I'm saying? But keep it moving. Put your spare on, Put your seatbelt on. All these things. Keep it moving. And then that will then reflect, that your light's shining. You're gonna get somebody who can match you. And then you got a relationship. And that's love. That's partnership. It's everything. And you keep it moving.
Boom.
Boom. And if you don't know who you are, holler at me. If you have an idea and you just need confirmation, holler at me. You know what I'm saying? If you have a relationship you want to ask about, holler at me, I'm not gonna, there's a lot of things I don't like to do publicly. Like if I'll ask you if it's okay. Like, I've asked you if it's okay for us to use you as an example, because I think it's important for us to share our stories,
Absolutely.
and things like that. But if I do find your story is something that I want to share, I'll ask you for your permission, but I definitely will not name any names. That's not my style at all. But trust me, everybody's story can help someone else, because there's a lot of people suffering in silence. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people suffering in silence. So, yeah, man. I mean, I guess this will take me to... Oh, okay. I was going to say the quote of the day. But before I get to the quote of the day and the last song and I goodbyes, next week's show, okay, the next time you hear my voice, we'll be talking about food.
Oh, yeah.
And why food is important is because it's the physical. Okay, out of your three, you got your mental, your spiritual, and your physical. Food... What you're eating, what you're putting in your mouth right now affects everything about you. You are what you eat. Straight up. Straight the fuck up. Okay? And I'm not here to tell people they should be vegan. I'm not here to tell people they should fucking be pescatarian. I don't give a fuck.
You eat what you want.
You eat what you want, but I'm going to just let you know. Straight up. Like, I swear to God. I'm not here to tell nobody what the fuck to do. I'm just going to tell you what I know. I'm going to tell you to go research it yourself. And I'm going to tell you, if you constantly have the sniffles, could be it. But if you want to have the rest of your life with sniffles, that's on you. You can keep eating that shit and then have sniffles. That's fine. But if you want the sniffles to go away, you may want to, blah, blah, blah. That's it. Food, your intake affects your mental, your thinking, your everything. A lot of people this whole new thing with anxiety these days, everybody has panic attacks.
Yeah.
It's what you eat. Trust me, it's what you eat. And I'll explain a little bit more. I'll go further into it. But trust me, if you change your diet, you will definitely minimize your panic attacks, period, point blank. And I don't give a fuck if you're skinny. I don't give a fuck if you're a fly. I don't give a fuck if you're overweight. Whatever. It's across the board to every single person. Okay? So, yeah, tune in next week. Keeping it spiritual. We're always going to keep it real with you and spiritual. But for the quote of the day, I was having a hard time deciding because I just always do. I'm always fucking overthinking shit. But I'm gonna go with the song that I chose for the closing as well. There's something he says in that song. It's gonna be Nipsey Hussle, and it's dedication. And he says, "Work hard." It's like work hard and be patient. You know what I mean? Like, I can't say this enough. Anything that's worth working on is not going to come easy. It's not going to be fast. You have to know that, because usually if it happens fast, it's going to finish fast. You know, and I mean relationships. I mean anything. You want to make sure that you know what you're doing. You know, you work on it. You work hard at it. You gave it your best, so that now when it comes to you, you know that you really deserve it. You know. And I don't say it in a negative way, like you should be struggling or you should be stressed or anything. No, not at all. But just know that everything happens when it's supposed to, and everything happens for a reason. So if it's something, if you could look to your friend and then you say, wow, how come it's working so well for them in such a short period of time, but I can't seem to get it? How come they're in such great relationships, but I can't seem to find mine? Again, everything comes when it's supposed to and at the time, okay? You use that time to keep working on yourself. There's never enough you can learn about yourself. There's never enough you can teach yourself, and so on and so forth. You know, just keep working on you. That's just time that was given to you to do more things. And then trust me, it will happen. It will. Cool?
Facts. I can dig it.
Okay, well, Sergio, thank you.
Thank you.
This is So Survive, Keeping It Spiritual. I'm signing out. You guys have a blessed week. Till next time.
It's a dime block declaration. 59th and 5th Ave, granny house with vanilla wafers. It's the remedy to separation. Tupac of my generation. Blue pill in the fucking matrix. Red rose in the great pavement. Young black nigga trapped and he can't change it. No, he a genius, he just can't claim it. Cause they left him no platforms to explain it. He frustrated, so he get faded. But deep down inside, he know you can't fade him. How long should I stay dedicated? How long till opportunity meet preparation? I need some real nigga reparations, or I run up in your bank just for recreation. Dedication, hard work, plus patience. To some more of my sacrifice, I'm done waiting. Told you that I wasn't playing. Now you hear what I've been saying. Dedication. It's dedication. Look.
I spent my whole life thinking out the box. Boxing homies 3-on-1, got DP, but I ain't dropped. Chirp on me, here I come. Spin around the block, they blurked on me. Said I ran a stop sign, but that's a lie. I spent my whole life staring at the stage, playing Sega, daddy smoking Sherm, mama playing spades, catching vapors. Grandma said I get some Jordans for my grades. That's my baby. When she died, my heart broke 100 ways. I spent my whole life trying to make it, trying to chase it. The cycle of a black man divided, trying to break it. You take a lost shit, don't cry about it, just embrace it. Mine a setback for major comeback, that's my favorite. My nigga L said you do it song with Nip. K-Dot here better grip. Said he a man first, you hear the words out his lips about flourishing from the streets to black businesses. Level 4, y'all living, giving to false imprisonment. Listen close, my nigga, it's bigger than deuces and foes, my nigga. Since elementary, we close, my nigga, you're straight like that. I give you the game, go back to the turf and give it right back. For generations, we've been dealt bad hands with bad plans. Prove your dedication by hopping out Grand Ams. I'm at the premiere, politicking with Top Nip and Snoop. Damn, Pac watching the way we grew from dedication. Hold up.
Look, this ain't entertainment. It's 4 niggas on a slave ship. These songs just the spirituals I swam against them waves with. Ended up on shore to their amazement. Now I hope the example I set's not contagious. Lock us behind gates but can't tame us. Used to be stay safe, now stay dangerous. Cause ain't no point in playing defense, nigga. That's why I dove off the deep end, nigga, without a life jacket. Couple mil, tour the world, all my life cracking. Cook the books, bring it back so there's no taxes. Royalties, publishing, plus our own masters. I'd be damned if I slave for some white crackers. I was mapping this out, I hit the heights backwards. Hopping out the 85 and Reebok classes. Ran a couple marathons just to get established. To make it happen, you got to have dedication. Hard work, plus patience. To some more of my sacrifice, I'm done waiting. Told you that I wasn't playing. Now you hear what I've been saying. Dedication. Dedication.